This is one of my favorite undervalued stock, and the technical setup looks amazing. I have brought you this stock before, and in this video, I'm going to do an update. I found some interesting information when it comes to the short float that might trigger a short squeeze. So I'm going to go over that information. So please watch this video till the very end. The price is trading sideways for a few days, and I have been personally dollar cost averaging. Again, nothing in this video is financial or trading advice. I'm just giving you the education, and do your own research before making any trades, and have your own stop loss. If you're not comfortable with the price going down, exit. Don't try to copy what I'm doing. I'm just bringing you undervalued stock that I believe are undervalued, and I will make the case for why it is undervalued. So first thing, it's trading above the 50-day moving average. I could look at multiple videos on my channel. Like almost always, every time it trades above the 50-day moving average within like a week or two, it will start to rally and test this 200-day moving average. And if it starts to rally, even if it goes halfway, it's 200% increase. If it goes all the way up to test this 200-day moving average, you're looking at a 400% or 5x from this price point, from 33 cents all the way to like $1.50 around. So I think there's great rally potential. Another thing is that on this day, some news came out of some partnerships. So it rallied all the way up, and then it gave away all the gains, but now it's bouncing right off the 50-day moving average. And for the past 3 days, it's been printing lower lows, as you can see right here. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Lower lows and higher highs, higher high wicks. And we'll see where it closes, but it's lower lows for the past like 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So it's clearly trying to stay above this 50-day moving average. It's on its way to a trend reversal rally, but I think we have to wait for the market to recover. Like the entire market has been trading down because of all this like tariff news and like the Federal Reserve news. But I think once the market starts to recover, microcap stocks like this are just going to skyrocket. So this stock, I don't personally mind having my capital held up for longer than I like, because I think once it starts to rally, it will just like skyrocket. I'll show you more information why I think this stock is so undervalued and the technical setup is so amazing. So if we take a look right here, you see that the market cap is only 20 million. So it's a very tiny micro cap stock. So keep that in mind, 20 million market cap, and let's look at their revenue. So they beat revenue expectation this past quarter, all in green, and their revenue is around like 15 million. So they're pretty much trading at a 1-to-1 PE ratio, like price to earning, which is like incredible. Like a micro cap stock that's trading at a 1-to-1. You don't usually see stuff like this. Usually you see like a micro cap stock of like 100 million with like no revenue, or like a few 100,000 in revenue, but they're pretty much like 1-to-1. So that's a good side. Also, if you don't believe my analysis, again, I think I have a really good track record. You can check the other videos I post on the channel. Let's go down here. Look on the right side on my screen. So the analyst has a strong buy rating, and the analysts have a 1-year price target of $1. So even if you don't trust the information I'm giving you, the analysts, that are professional are giving it a $1 price target. So from here, that's that's 165% increase. So where else can you take advantage of a 165 increase in profit, which the analysts are recommending? So now let's go into the more juicy information that I found. Let's shrink this a little bit and let's go all the way back. So there was a short squeeze right here. We see like kind of similar setup actually. Like they had positive earnings. Actually, the earnings right now is way better because they beat the revenue. Here they didn't beat the revenue. And here the stock had a short squeeze. First of all, again, like see, this is exactly what I mean. And I can show you like hundreds of examples of this. Whenever the stock goes above the 50-day moving average on the daily chart, it wants to come up and test this 200-day moving average. So this is what the stock, this is what the stock would look like. Look at the right side of the screen. Like it's above the 50-day, and then boom, 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 200. And so there's a short squeeze right here. And like you see, like the stock traded up like 220% in just like a few weeks. Maybe like in less than a month, it traded up 220%. This is kind of similar to what I expect to happen again for the stock. But let's draw a line here and let's make a note of this date, April 24th. And we're going to go back in time and see what the short float was on April 24th and see if we can see some similarities to right now. So here on Finvest, the average short float currently is at 4.2%. But if we go take a look at the data, I'll show you something that's very interesting. So you see, as of July 31st, the short float is 8.2%, but note this, like from say April or say like May, 2%, 1%, 5%. So it's been climbing steadily for like the past few months. We know that the higher short float means like there's a potential for a short squeeze, because if the price starts to rally, these short sellers that are shorting the stock at this price point have to cover their positions so they don't get wrecked with like margin calls or like having to add collateral. So we know like the increase in short float is a recipe for a short squeeze. So take a note of that. And then let's go back one more time to refresh our memory. Now let's go back to April like of 2024 to see what was going on around that time. So as you can see here, like around April to May of 2024, the short float was around like 15%, and the short float was around 15%. So we're looking for a setup like this, like the short float around this percentage, and it's trading above the 50-day moving average, and boom. Uh, so we get a short squeeze with a 200% rally in like a few weeks. And so we go back to here. We're currently at 8%. I believe the short float is going to keep increasing as people, I don't know why, like, because the technical setup looks great, but I know sometimes what the short sellers are thinking, like they start taking more short position, which is a crazy price point at like 33 cents when it's trading near an all-time low. I don't know why anyone would, even if you don't believe in this company, I don't know what would make someone want to take a short position. Like if they think, oh, it's going to go all the way back down to like 0.8 cents. But I think the risk of that is way greater than the chances that the stock will rally. So something I noticed, like the short float is increasing steadily, and that's kind of what we want to see. It's going to go above 10% very soon. And once it does that, and maybe we'll have some good news come out, maybe like a catalyst, like a partnership. And also, like, if you're not familiar, this is a company that works with like lithium-ion batteries. And, with all the new electric cars, everything is going to need lithium-ion batteries. So there is a demand for this product. So maybe some partnership news, something will come out like similar to like what we saw like right here that will cause the stock to jump up, maybe 30-40% in a day, which I believe will trigger a short squeeze. So this is a stock that I believe is very undervalued. Again, it's not rallying as soon as I would have liked it to, because I believe the entire market is down and no one's paying attention to this microcap stocks. I don't think the algorithms are picking it up, but I think with the news of the Fed rate cut, which will open up liquidity, and like more, maybe algorithms will start looking at these microcap stocks that are, has good revenue and start dumping money in. I think catalysts will be very drastic. Again, but I'll give you some, if you made it this far in the video, again, just so you know exactly where I stand. I have to say nothing is financial advice, but I am personally very hopeful about this stock. And what I want to see on the technical for is to be above 44 cents. And once it does that, then I'm holding on until it goes all the way up to $1. But if for the next couple of weeks, it's just trading sideways, and if it goes below this 50-day moving average, then I might have to like take my capital out and just put an alert to come back in when it goes above this 50-day moving average. So that's something I am watching out for. Like, I'm not always all in. I have to watch what the technicals are doing. I have to like listen to the chart. So, but as long as it stays above this 50-day moving average, I am all in until it goes at least up to $1, at least up to the analyst recommendation. But if it starts to drastically rally, then it could 100%, 100% go all. If it blows past the $1 mark, it will 100% trade up to this $1.60. But we have to take it one day at a time. We have to keep seeing what it does. Again, at this price point, I believe it is still very, very undervalued, with the technical setup looking amazing, with amazing rally potential, but nothing is written in stone. If it doesn't start to rally and it slowly starts to like trade below this 50-day moving average, I am going to take my capital out so I can invest in something else. And then I'm going to set an alert for when it goes back above the 50-day moving average to come back in. So that's how I would personally do it. Again, you have to do your own research, come up with your own strategy, and come up with your own exit strategy. And if you like information like this, I bring you undervalued stocks. Please subscribe to this channel, turn on your post notification, leave a comment. I respond to every single person who leaves a comment. And please like this video. Let's try to get this video to 100 likes. And I will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.